Oikein hyvää torstai-iltapäivää taas kaikille ja tervetuloa taas Atean koko vuosi luovuutta koulutuskokonaisuuden pariin. Mun nimi on Joonas Väisänen ja toimin Atealla pedagogisena konsulttina. Aiemmassa elämässäni olin luokan opettaja ja vaikutan täällä Varsinais-Suomessa Naantalissa päin. Nyt on siis kyseessä koko vuosi luovuutta koulutuskokonaisuus, joka jatkuu siis joka torstai 15.30. Tärähtää aina uusi jakso eetteriin. Ja joka jaksossa me esittelemme uuden aiheen. Ja sitten tästä uudesta aiheesta tulee tuttu tapa kotitehtävä, joka olisi toivottava sitten palauttaa tuonne meidän Showbie-ympäristöön. Jos et vielä ole sinne liittynyt, sinne Showbie-ympäristöön, niin katsoppa tuolta aiemmista videoista Showbie ja sieltä tulee sitten ohjeet, että miten sinne voi liittyä. Kotitehtäviä kannattaa palauttaa sinne, koska mehän palkitsemme sitten 3 parasta palautusta ennen kesätaukoa ja sitten myöskin tuossa vuoden lopussa. Viime kerralla katseltiin piirustelujuttuja, piirtämisasioita siellä Taijasui Sketches Schoolissa Aleksin kanssa. Ja tänään hypätään hetkeksi toiseen appiympäristöön, palataan sinne Showbieihin ja siellähän on erittäin monipuoliset kynätyökalut ja lähdetään katsomaan tänään, että miten tätä piirtämistä ja kynätyökaluja voisi hyödyntää siellä Showbien puolella. Meiltä on Showbielta Eelin taas mukana kertomassa sieltä ja esittelemässä tätä asiaa sitten tarkemmin. Lähdetäänpä katselemaan, mitä Eelinillä on asiaa.
Moi! Welcome back. Good to see you all again. My name is still Elin Hofstad. I'm still the learning specialist for Showbie. And today we're going to talk a bit about annotations within Showbie. So annotation is a way of noting or explaining something on a document. And within Showbie, you can do that in different ways. You can use the pen or your finger to draw on your screen. You can use text boxes, you can use comments, and you can use voice notes. So I'm going to have a look at most of them, and we're also going to talk a little bit about different documents that you can annotate on and how annotations can be used in your everyday work in the classroom. Annotations is a way of noting or commenting to add explanation to something. So within Showbie, we use annotations such as voice notes, comments, drawing or handwriting, or text boxes to enhance the documents that are in Showbie. You can annotate using these different techniques on all files that are either image files such as PNG or JPEG. You can annotate on PDFs, and you can also annotate on all the productivity apps. So whether you use the Apple native apps such as Keynote and Pages, or you use Office 365 such as Word and Excel, or if you use Google such as Google Slides and Google Docs, you can annotate using these different techniques within Showbie to either add feedback and help your students progress in their learning journey, or to explain or elaborate on something that you have added to a document. So we're going to look at where you can annotate in Showbie and where this annotation function is available. We'll start by looking at images and scans. Scans can be multiple things. You can scan a physical book or a piece of paper or even a drawing if you want to. You can add different types of documents and use the annotation tools to enhance them. So right now I'm going to show you how you can scan a book page to make a traditional text document more available to your student digitally by adding annotations of different sorts. So for this part I'm going to use the function scan. So I'll open this, find my book and scan the document. So here I have a book page, and as you can see it auto scans. I'm going to flip to the next pages, see if they'll scan as well. Okay, once I'm done I will enter it into the assignment within Showbie. So let's see here. The page will upload and I can either add it as separate pages as I did here, or you can add it as one combined document. So I'm gonna edit the order here. I'm gonna drag my instructions to the top as well. And then I'm gonna model for my students how they can use the annotations within this assignment. So here is the text that they have. I can use the marker to mark out the different grammatical elements that I was looking for. I asked them to mark out verbs, nouns, and adjectives in different colors. So I'm going to start by looking at some adjectives. I'll mark those in blue. So we have wizard and we have pot. And then I can change color and keep on marking the different word classes to illustrate and have my students continue on the same path that I've been working on. So for adjective, we have old and so on. I can also add a voice note as I instructed my students to do. I'll just place it anywhere on the page, hit record, the wizard and the hopping pot. There was once a kindly old wizard who used his magic generously and wisely for the benefit of his neighbors. Once I'm done, I will save the comment and it will be added to the document or the scanned book page in this instance as a part of the annotations that are here. I'll move myself, or try to at least. There we are. So I can hit done and the annotated document is available to my students, and they themselves can also go in and annotate at the same document as well. Next up, we're going to look at how you can create documents within Showbie that are fully annotatable. Within Showbie, you also have the option to create blank documents that your student can use annotations to answer. So you can either add sort of a template or a framework within the document that your students are working on. You can add inspiration to give them a scaffold to build their own illustration or answer on. Or you can allow them to create completely blank documents illustrating what they have worked on. So that's a tool available here, create documents. You can choose different types of paper. So you can have lines, you can have notes if you're a music teacher, this geometry sheet or the dotted sheets, or squares if you want to do some sort of maths or draw something like patterns for knitting or something like that. You can do that. You can create as many pages as you want and fill them with whatever you want, and your students can annotate along with you in the same document. So I made an example here where I gave my students an assignment about snow. In this instance, I would do a lesson with them using different techniques and talking about different topics. Maybe we would even do some science experiments with melting snow and seeing how much area it takes up, stuff like that, and ask them to use the noting technique called sketchnoting to illustrate and annotate and take notes while we're speaking, to hopefully get them to remember more of what we were talking about and make sure that the knowledge that they're building up is resonating with them and that they are keeping it within their or saving it for later. So here the first page is a blank one. Here my students can use the pen I illustrated before or the marker to annotate. They can use comments and voice if they want to elaborate on something, or if they prefer they can annotate with text. That is completely up to them how they choose to solve this assignment. For my example, on the next page, I have started with adding hand-drawn notes. And I've only used the pen within here, within Showbie. You can choose different thickness of the pen and different colors, and you can do the same with the markers if you choose to use the pen tools. But one thing that is very good to know, and that will add more depth to your drawings, is the ability you have to zoom. So I can zoom in and make very detailed drawings. So if you see here, I sketch noted a little bit about the difference in volume between snow and water or rain. And you can see here that the snow crystals that I made, I can make by zooming in very much, allowing me to draw on a larger scale and zoom out to have it be very detailed drawings within the same context. Here I can also add a comment. So if this was my student's work, I can go in and add a comment to them, telling them, asking them questions or asking them to elaborate more, or pointing out something good that they have done or something that is interesting within this context, to be able to build more on the thing that we have been working on. We'll be looking at how you can upload files from other apps to Showbie and have them be annotatable. All files that are an image format or PDF will be fully annotatable within Showbie, so it depends on how you share the file from the other app, whether it will be annotatable or previewable in Showbie. So another thing you can do with annotatable documents is that you can share them from other apps into Showbie and use them within there. So if I want to share a drawing that I made in Sketches, I'll go into Sketches, find the share icon and find Showbie. I'll find the class that I want to share this assignment to and the assignment that I want it added to. And then I'll share this image with all of my students. I can also change the name so it's more easy for my students to navigate. So I'll call this drawing of a bat, and I'll hit add, and then it will be added into the students' assignments. I can do it from Pages, I can do it from Book Creator even. It just depends on how you share or what file format you use when you share the file. So if I go back into Showbie now, I'll have the bat drawing here. I can open it and I can use the annotation tools. So here I can go in and add a text. So here I've asked my student what the body parts are named. I can also highlight something if I want to focus on something or want them to see something specific. So I can draw if I want to, or I can just point an arrow at something that I want them to see or focus on. For now, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to save this document and it will be added with the comments. Finally, we're going to look at more traditional worksheets or assignments that can be shared from other apps. In this instance, I've made a worksheet for my students about winter and winter clothes that they've been working on. The worksheet is made in Pages, so it's just a traditional Pages document that I have added as a PDF to Showbie to make it annotatable. And the cool thing about this is that each of my students will have an individual copy that they can annotate on. So if I open it now, I can go in and add shared instructions to this that will be visible for all my students. If I want to go in and give them some extra resources or model for them how I want them to solve the assignments, or I can go into and look at each individual student's assignment. So I'm going to do that right now. With this icon here, I can open and see all my students' answers. So if I open Anna here, I can see what she's been working on. She's been writing in some of the words: vest, scarf, top, hat, coat. So here I'll go in and add a comment for Anna, and I'll add a voice note even, and I'll read the word. Anna, when I read this word, I get scar. Do you remember what this word is in English? Try to read it out loud and see if you're missing any letters. This voice note will be annotated directly on Anna's copy of the assignment. If I want to, I can also switch over to the second page here and see how Anna has been doing in the word scramble. She's been doing good. And then I can switch to my next student. Lina, she found a lot of different words. She has sweater, beanie, coat. She added a voice note saying what this is, and a text note here saying mittens. And she also has a comment from another teacher. So my coworker has gone in and given her some feedback, which is how we can collaborate on helping our students. So I hope you've been able to see how you can annotate in different ways and use the annotation tools for both student feedback and more formal assessment if you would like to. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email at elin@showbie.com. Otherwise, have a good day. Kiitos!
Thank you, Elin. Kiitos. Mahtavia juttuja taas opittiin Showbien puolelta. Ja täytyy kyllä todeta, että itsekin olen sitä monta vuotta jo käyttänyt oppilaiden kanssa ja on kyllä varsin monipuolinen appi. Tämmöinen digitaalinen luokkahuoneympäristö. Tämän kerran kotiläksynä olisi siis lähteä kokeilemaan nyt itse näitä kynätyökaluja tuolta Showbien kansiosta 22.3. Showbie2-niminen kansio löytyy siellä Showbiessa. Sinne on laitettu nyt tämmöinen tehtävämoniste, ihan perinteinen paperi, mutta digitaalisesti. Lähde kokeilemaan sinne kynätyökaluja ja kokeile, minkälaista on kirjoittaa sillä iPadin näytöllä sitten tämmöisen digitaaliset paperille. Kokeile rohkeasti, voit vaikka piirrellä sinne tai sitten lisätä ihan omiakin kuvia tai vaikkapa pdf-iä sinne, mitä ikinä haluat, ja sitten piirustella sillä Showbien kynätyökaluilla sinne lisää. Mahtavaa, kun olit mukana. Kiitos ja nähdään taas ensi torstaina. Moi moi!